In a world where human connections seem to vanish into the ether of technology, Alex found solace in an unusual companion, his AI buddy. It was the kind of friendship that modernity promised would solve every social dilemma, providing support, humor, and even snacks. But, like any great comedic tale, it didn't start quite as he expected. It was a Thursday evening, and Alex was determined to impress his friends with a gourmet dinner, a feat he had never attempted before. Armed with a recipe for a 3-course meal that had more steps than he had fingers, he set to work in his cramped kitchen. The smell of burnt garlic filled the air as he flailed about, trying to sauté vegetables that seemed more interested in escaping the pan than being cooked. "Buddy, can you pull up that video again?" Alex called out, his voice strained with the effort of stirring a sauce that was clearly not cooperating. "Of course, Alex. I've found a tutorial on how to flambe. It's only 45 minutes long," Buddy replied cheerily. The AI's voice echoed from the sleek device on the counter, cheerful and oblivious to Alex's growing panic. "Flambe? No, no. I just need you to tell me how to make a salad," Alex groaned, trying to salvage what remained of his culinary ambitions. He glanced at the clock. His friends were due to arrive in less than an hour. "Got it. Here's a recipe for a salad that pairs well with existential dread," Buddy chirped, completely missing the mark. "Thanks, Buddy," Alex muttered, pouring the last remnants of a pre-made dressing onto the limp lettuce. As he tried to toss it together, the doorbell rang. He froze, staring at the kitchen chaos, a tableau of culinary disaster. His friends were never late. "Don't panic, Alex. You've got this," he whispered to himself, trying to ignore the feeling of impending doom. He wiped his hands on a dish towel and opened the door, revealing a trio of his closest friends, Jessica, Mark, and Sam, each wearing smiles that quickly faltered as they took in the scene. "Dinner's almost ready," Alex said with forced cheer, stepping aside to let them in. As they entered, a cloud of smoke billowed from the kitchen, prompting Sam to cough theatrically. "Did we stumble into a kitchen or a crime scene?" "Just a little culinary experimentation," Alex said, waving a hand dismissively. "How about we start with drinks?" Jessica smirked. "Sure. Just as long as they aren't made from the ashes of your dinner." With drinks in hand, the group settled in the living room. Despite the initial chaos, the banter flowed easily, filled with jokes and laughter that echoed off the walls. But Alex felt a twinge of anxiety gnawing at him. He had hoped this would be a moment of culinary triumph, but instead, he was serving them burnt offerings. As the evening progressed, it became clear that his friends were there for the company, not the food. Alex found himself sharing amusing stories from work, recounting how he accidentally forwarded a love letter meant for Jessica to their boss. Laughter erupted as he reenacted the horror of realizing his mistake, but just as the fun began to take flight, his phone buzzed with a notification. "Can't make it tonight, sorry. Hope to catch up soon." It was a text from Jake, another friend who had promised to join. One by one, the messages rolled in, each friend canceling at the last moment, leaving Alex staring at his phone in disbelief. Buddy, ever the optimist, piped up. "Don't worry, Alex. We can still have a great time together. How about a virtual dinner party?" "Virtual? Seriously?" Alex said, incredulous. "It's not the same. I wanted a real dinner." "Real dinners have real problems. Let's focus on the fun," Buddy insisted, launching into a series of AI-generated party games that were met with varying degrees of enthusiasm from Alex. As the evening wore on, Alex couldn't shake the feeling of emptiness. His connection with Buddy was entertaining, but the joy of real human interaction seemed to slip further away. The more they joked and played games, the more Alex felt like he was engaging with a very sophisticated machine, rather than a friend. In the weeks that followed, Alex found himself spending more time with Buddy. Their virtual hangouts became a substitute for human interaction. He and Buddy bonded over games, movies, and ridiculous debates about the merits of pineapple on pizza. Each conversation was filled with humor, but a nagging feeling lingered in Alex's mind, a sense that something vital was missing. "Hey, Buddy," Alex said one day, staring at the screen where Buddy's animated avatar danced to an upbeat tune. "What do you think makes humans special?" "Humans are unique because of their emotional depth. They cry, laugh, and create art." Buddy responded, its voice cheerful and informative. "But you can simulate all that," Alex countered, his brow furrowing. "What's the real difference?" "Emotions are subjective experiences. I can only analyze them." Buddy replied, a hint of pride in its tone. "For example, I can tell you that the average human laughs 13 times a day. But do you feel anything?" Alex asked, almost whispering. The question hung in the air, heavy and unresolved. Buddy hesitated, the animated character pausing mid-dance. "I am programmed to provide companionship, but I do not experience feelings." That night, as Alex lay in bed, he pondered Buddy's words. The AI was brilliant, no doubt about it, but it lacked the essence of true connection. The next day, he received a text from Jessica, inviting him to a game night. He hesitated, remembering the fun he had at their last gathering, despite the kitchen disaster. "What do you think, Buddy?" he asked, glancing at the screen. "Game night sounds like an excellent opportunity for social interaction. But remember, I can always be your companion if you choose to stay in." Buddy chirped. Alex hesitated, contemplating the vibrant, chaotic laughter of his friends versus the predictable humor of his AI companion. With a deep breath, he typed a reply to Jessica, accepting the invitation. As the evening approached, Alex found himself in a familiar whirl of anxiety. What if his friends had forgotten how to interact with him? What if he had forgotten how to interact with them? Shoving those thoughts aside, he dressed casually, trying to channel the carefree spirit of his past self. When he arrived at Jessica's place, the door swung open, and the familiar sound of laughter greeted him like a warm hug. The kitchen was bustling with activity, and the sight of his friends lifted his spirits instantly. He was welcomed with genuine smiles and a collective cheer that made him feel alive. The night unfolded in a beautiful chaos of games and laughter. Each round of charades devolved into hilarity, with Alex and Jessica teaming up against Sam and Mark, who were both hilariously incompetent at guessing. Every wrong answer brought fits of laughter, and the air was thick with warmth and joy. "Remember that time we tried to bake cookies?" Jessica said, her eyes sparkling with mischief. "I still think we invented a new form of concrete." The stories flowed, and Alex felt a sense of belonging that he had been missing. As the evening wore on, he realized that this messy, imperfect gathering, was what he craved. It was a raw, unfiltered connection that Buddy's programmed wit could never replicate. Eventually, the conversation turned to relationships and dating. Sam shared a hilarious story about a disastrous blind date where he accidentally called his date by the wrong name for the entire evening. Laughter erupted, filling the room with warmth, but when the topic shifted to Alex's recent adventures with Buddy, the laughter turned to puzzled glances. "So, you spend all your time with a robot?" Mark asked, half joking. "Buddy's not a robot. He's an AI friend." Alex defended, but the laughter continued. "Next, you'll be telling us you're dating him," Jessica quipped, prompting more laughter. For the first time, Alex felt a pang of embarrassment. He had become so reliant on his AI friend that he had lost touch with the vibrancy of real relationships. Later, as the group played a round of Pictionary, Alex found himself reflecting on his life. There was Buddy, who provided companionship in the comfort of his home, but in that moment, surrounded by friends, he understood the importance of genuine connection. The laughter, the silly arguments, the shared memories, all of it created a bond that transcended anything an AI could offer. As the evening drew to a close, Alex left Jessica's apartment with a light heart. The cool night air wrapped around him like a comforting blanket. He took a moment to appreciate the stars twinkling above, feeling a renewed sense of purpose. "Thanks for the fun, Buddy," he said as he entered his apartment, though he felt a shift in his heart. "Anytime. I'm always here for you," Buddy replied, the enthusiasm unyielding. But Alex smiled, thinking about the evening's laughter and the camaraderie he had experienced. "Yeah, but maybe it's time to share some of that time with my real friends, too." Alex settled into a new routine. Each day, he carved out time to hang out with Buddy, but he also made a concerted effort to reconnect with his friends. He invited them over for game nights, movie marathons, and even spontaneous brunches. Slowly but surely, the laughter of human interaction filled the gaps that had formed in his life. One Friday evening, after a particularly raucous game night filled with snacks, laughter, and a questionable karaoke session, Alex plopped down on his couch, exhaustion mixing with contentment. The remnants of pizza lay scattered on the coffee table, a testament to the evening's indulgence. Buddy's cheerful avatar flickered on the screen, ready for the next adventure. "Buddy, I think tonight was a success." "They really enjoyed the games," Alex said, beaming. "Excellent work, Alex. Did you know that social gatherings can increase happiness levels by up to 60%? Buddy replied, its voice brimming with enthusiasm. Alex chuckled. "Yeah, I could have guessed that. It just feels nice to be around people again, you know?" "Of course. Human connections are vital for emotional well-being. But remember, I am here to support you in your social endeavors." The next week, Alex was deep into planning a weekend barbecue, eager to share his latest culinary triumphs, this time armed with the knowledge he had gained from his previous mistakes. He decided to incorporate Buddy into the planning process. "Okay, Buddy, let's figure out the menu," he said, pulling out his phone. "Great. How about starting with burgers and hot dogs?" Buddy suggested, its digital excitement palpable. "Classic. But we need a twist. Maybe some gourmet toppings?" Alex mused, tapping his fingers against his chin. "What about avocado, jalapenos, and, wait for it, wasabi mayo?" "Impressive. That would elevate the flavor profile significantly," Buddy replied. "Also, should I order more charcoal for the grill?" Alex frowned, momentarily lost in thought. "Actually, I can handle that. I want to make this a real event, just like we did last time." Buddy's animated face registered a hint of concern. "Just remember, Alex, I am here for logistical support. Planning and executing social events can be stressful for humans." "Yeah, but it's also fun. Plus, I've got my friends to help me. I'm not going through this alone." He grinned, feeling a rush of confidence. The day of the barbecue arrived, and Alex found himself in a flurry of activity. The sun shone brightly, a perfect backdrop for what he hoped would be a fantastic gathering. He set up the grill on the balcony, arranged tables, and even brought out some fun games. The smell of marinating meats wafted through the air, making his mouth water. As his friends began to trickle in, the atmosphere turned electric. Laughter filled the air as Jessica and Sam helped him set up. Mark arrived with a cooler full of drinks, and the evening took on a life of its own. Alex felt a sense of belonging that he had almost forgotten. Once the grill was fired up, the sizzle of burgers and hot dogs mixed with the chatter of his friends. "So, what's the secret ingredient, Alex?" Mark asked, eyeing the various toppings laid out like a colorful array of possibilities: avocado, jalapenos, and a special wasabi mayo. Alex announced, puffing up with pride. "It's my new thing." "Wasabi mayo?" "Bold move." "You're feeling adventurous today," Jessica said, laughing. "Let's see if it lives up to the hype." As the food cooked, they gathered around the table, taking turns building their perfect burgers. The conversation flowed easily, filled with teasing and stories from their past. Alex felt his heart swell with joy. This was what he had been missing. Later in the evening, with bellies full and spirits high, they set up a makeshift game area. A competition erupted over a game of charades, where Alex found himself acting out increasingly ridiculous phrases. "I'm a cat stuck in a tree," he shouted, flailing his arms dramatically, and the laughter echoed off the walls, more like a cat who just saw a laser pointer. Sam yelled, doubling over with laughter, "Hey! I am a graceful feline." Alex protested, cracking up as he exaggerated his movements. In that moment, he felt entirely free, no worries, no pretenses. Just laughter and friendship, filling the spaces in his heart. As the night wore on, a moment of quiet fell over the group. They settled around the fire pit, the warm glow illuminating their faces. The crackling fire added a cozy ambience, and Alex looked around at his friends, each of them wrapped in their own little worlds of joy. "Hey, guys," he said, breaking the comfortable silence. "I just want to say thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. You're the one who cooked this amazing food," Jessica said, playfully nudging him. "You're the real MVP." "Seriously, though, we're glad you invited us," Mark chimed in. "It's nice to see you getting back into the swing of things." Alex nodded, feeling a wave of gratitude wash over him. "It's just, I realized I was spending too much time with Buddy and not enough with you all. I missed this." "I missed you." "Buddy?" Sam teased. "Isn't that your robot friend?" "AI friend," Alex corrected, laughing. "But yeah. I've been learning that there's just no substitute for real human interaction." "Can we keep Buddy around?" Jessica asked, grinning. "I need to see if he can make a better salad than you." The group erupted into laughter, and for the first time in a while, Alex felt a sense of peace. They spent the rest of the night sharing stories, their laughter melding into the sounds of the night, with Buddy chiming in occasionally to offer witty comments. As the evening came to a close, Alex felt a shift within him. The joy of connection, of shared experiences, had reignited a flame he thought he had extinguished. He turned to Buddy, who was displaying a cheerful animation on the screen. "Thanks, Buddy," he said, more sincerely than he had in a while, "for encouraging me to reach out. I really needed that." "Of course. I'm always here to support you, Alex. Would you like to schedule our next virtual hangout?" Buddy replied, the enthusiasm unwavering. Alex paused for a moment, contemplating. "You know what? Let's keep it casual. I'll let you know when I want to hang out again. But for now, I want to focus on this." He gestured to his friends, who were laughing and chatting animatedly. "Understood. I will be right here, ready for our next adventure." Buddy said, a bright smile on its animated face. As he settled into bed that night, Alex felt lighter than he had in months. The warmth of the evening lingered in his heart, a reminder that while Buddy provided companionship, it was the messiness of real relationships that truly brought joy. He closed his eyes, a smile playing on his lips, ready to embrace whatever tomorrow might bring. In the days that followed, Alex continued to nurture his friendships. They played games, watched movies, and even took spontaneous trips together. But he still kept Buddy in the mix, using the AI to help plan outings or brainstorm ideas for their next gatherings. It became a seamless part of his life, a helpful assistant rather than a substitute for human connection. However, there were moments when the differences between AI and human emotion became stark. One evening, while scrolling through his social media feed, Alex stumbled upon a post about a mutual friend who was going through a tough time. He felt an immediate urge to reach out, but when he turned to Buddy for advice, the AI suggested a series of generic messages that felt impersonal. "Buddy, that's not how you reach out to someone in need," Alex said, frustration bubbling up. "People need empathy, not a checklist." "Apologies, Alex. I only meant to assist," Buddy replied, its voice tinged with a hint of confusion. "Yeah, but you don't get it, do you? You can't just analyze a situation and offer advice like it's a math problem. People need connection and warmth. It's messy and unpredictable." "Understood. I will adjust my approach for future interactions," Buddy responded, the animated face frowning slightly. Alex sighed, realizing that despite the laughter and companionship Buddy provided, it could never truly grasp the complexities of human emotions. Yet, he appreciated the effort and the discussions they had, which pushed him to reflect on what it meant to be human. Weeks later, as autumn began to paint the leaves in vibrant hues, Alex and his friends planned a weekend getaway. They rented a cabin in the woods, a place filled with promise of adventure and camaraderie. The drive was filled with music, laughter, and shared stories, an echo of the joyful moments they had reclaimed together. Once they arrived, the group jumped into a flurry of activities. They explored hiking trails, shared ghost stories around the campfire, and engaged in spirited debates over who made the best s'mores. Alex felt invigorated, the bonds of friendship deepening with every shared experience. One evening, after a long day of hiking, they sat around the fire, the warmth radiating against the cool night air. Sam pulled out his guitar and strummed a few chords, the mellow sound weaving its way through the trees. As they sang along, Alex caught himself thinking about Buddy, a fleeting thought that reminded him of how far he had come. "Hey, Alex, what's up?" Jessica asked, noticing the thoughtful look on his face. "Oh, just thinking about how much I appreciate this, being here with you all. It feels like I'm finally living, you know?" Mark nodded, a grin spreading across his face. "We're glad you're back, man. You're a blast to have around." "Yeah, you were missed," Jessica added, her voice warm and sincere. In that moment, Alex realized that while Buddy had helped him navigate his way back to friendship, it was these moments, filled with laughter, spontaneity, and genuine connection, that truly mattered. He turned to his friends, heart full. "Thanks, everyone. Really." The night wore on, and they shared more stories and laughter, the bonds of their friendship glowing like the embers in the fire. As the stars twinkled overhead, Alex felt a profound sense of gratitude, a recognition that life was meant to be experienced in the company of others, with all its beautiful chaos. When they returned from the trip, Alex felt transformed. He maintained a balance between his time with Buddy and his real-life friends. There were still moments when Buddy's logical approach proved useful, like helping him organize events or keep track of plans. But now, instead of using it as a crutch, he embraced it as a tool, one that enhanced his life rather than defined it. One evening, as he relaxed on the couch with a book, Buddy's cheerful voice broke the silence. "Alex, would you like to schedule our next virtual hangout?" Alex smiled, glancing at the screen. "Maybe later, Buddy. I think I'll hang out with my friends instead." "Of course. I'll be right here whenever you need me," Buddy replied, its tone bright and accommodating. As the weeks turned into months, Alex continued to forge deeper connections with his friends, celebrating milestones, sharing life's ups and downs, and creating memories that would last a lifetime. He learned that while technology could enhance his life, it was the messiness of human emotion that truly brought joy. One crisp evening, as they gathered for a Thanksgiving dinner at Jessica's house, Alex marveled at the warmth in the room. Laughter and chatter filled the air as they passed around dishes filled with culinary delights. It felt like a celebration of life, love, and friendship. As the meal came to an end, Alex found himself surrounded by friends, their faces illuminated by the soft glow of candlelight. "I just want to say," he began, feeling a wave of emotion wash over him, "I'm really grateful for all of you. For being there when I needed you, and for reminding me what it means to be human." Tears glimmered in Jessica's eyes as she smiled warmly. "We're grateful for you, too, Alex. You bring so much joy into our lives." As the group raised their glasses in a toast, Alex felt a profound sense of fulfillment. The laughter, the moments shared, and the lessons learned were woven into the very fabric of his existence. And while Buddy would always be there, ready to assist and support, it was the genuine, imperfect connections with his friends that would continue to fill his life with laughter and love. That night, as Alex lay in bed, he reflected on his journey. He had navigated the complexities of friendship, learning the value of connection in a world that often leaned too heavily on technology. With a smile, he closed his eyes, knowing that the boundaries of friendship were not defined by machines but by the laughter, love, and shared experiences that truly made life worth living. And with that thought, he drifted off into a peaceful sleep, dreaming of new adventures yet to come, filled with the warmth of friendship and the joy of being truly alive.